Hello, hello. Family
Hello, how
adventures
are
from
you?
A to Z. Family adventures from A to Z. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're quite an interesting lady.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So, and that dress you're wearing, I shouldn't compliment your dress, but my wife used to wear dresses like that.
I don't know if that's flattering or, is that
No, no,
old?
I loved her. No, she was the love of my life.
Oh, that's sweet. That's
She
sweet.
passed 30 years ago, and
Oh my goodness, that's sad.
I've
Yeah.
been heartbroken every friggin' day.
Sorry to hear
So,
that.
yeah. So you are Suzanne Feit, and your website is chatandsuzanne.com, and your email is chatandsuzanne at gmail.com. And you work with people with disabilities, and you're trying to teach them about Chat G, but why? Why?
Why? Why do I want to do this?
I mean, you could be teach us how to eat ice cream, or you could teach us how to walk backwards, or
That's one of the chapters in the book, how they have kids put the cream and the ice in the ball and roll it around. That's
well,
one of the activities. That's why I said the prompt is
I've
how
read
do
the
you make
book 5 times. I mean, come on, I'm waiting
Yeah,
for the movie with Tom Cruise as Rain Man or
there
something.
you go. We're not going there. No, but the idea is there's so many fun things that families can do together to connect,
Mm-hmm.
to communicate. One of the chapters is DIY, do it yourself. And you know what that talks about? That talks about going in the closet and taking out all those jeans and turning them into bags and baskets and backpacks and all the things you can do with that. And chat is wonderful for giving those information, giving the directions. That's what it's all about.
Okay.
It's
All
like, let
right.
me help me do it. And what chat is great is creating the graphics. So I do post a lot under my name on LinkedIn and on Facebook to various groups and on Substack and Instagram because I want people to see how magical it is. I recently came from a trip to Scotland and we went to
Huh.
Edinburgh. And you know what was in Edinburgh? Lo and behold, the Elephant House, where J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter. Not only that did she write Harry Potter, but she went around the cemetery and used the names from Harry Potter as Tom Riddle was Voldemort. And so I posted on ChatGPT a picture of my son taking a picture of the tombstone where Tom Riddle was buried and a list of all
Okay.
the other names and picture of J.K. Rowling, and he had some butterbeer. So this is where it
Mm,
becomes fun. This is where Chang helps
okay.
you build a legacy.
All right. Well, good. That's I like it. I don't know. I want to say stuff. I don't know, maybe because I'm disabled, I'm more invested in this show than some other shows. But some of us, like for me, especially the last few years, and about six of my disabilities are mental. So that contributes to what I'm going to say. I have a hard time leaving my own room, let alone my house, where I rent a room. So going to Scotland, I mean, I did, centuries ago, I went to Mexico for 45 minutes because my then wife, her parents lived on the border between the United States and Mexico. And we would walk over to Mexico for liquor and cigarettes. And it was like a very casual walk, about 40 feet. There was a guard there at the imaginary border who didn't say much. This was, like I say, back in the 1830s or something.
You
And
know, yeah, that was the same
anyway,
time we were crossing the border into Canada from Niagara Falls, where I grew up.
okay. I
And
grew up in Ohio, by the way,
oh, there you
Northern
go.
Ohio.
Yeah, which is why we live in California. But
Hmm.
so one of the things in the book is give me the history of Niagara Falls. Tell me about the power
Oh,
plants there. So you can do a lot of research, a lot of fun investigation using chat.
do you
And
have an audio version of this book?
no, I don't because again, I'm my audience are people who learn in different modalities. So I want them to get the visuals if they possibly can. I want
How
them to
long
see
of
the
a book is
pictures.
it? How many pages?
62. No,
And
but
how
there's over
expend
90 activities.
what's the price of the book?
$25, I think, on Amazon
Okay.
with a free session with me to boot.
I really like it when you hold up the book. It's like a coffee table book.
That's exactly what I thought. For the
It really
holidays,
is.
you
No,
put it
yeah.
on the coffee table and you
Yeah,
say, what are
yeah.
we going to look at today? This chapter is DIY. This is Family Feud Fun Night. Get the Gen Zs and the
Okay.
Gen Ys together. Geocaching, that's a great thing to go out, but you don't want walking
I
kind of
don't
thing.
think a family would have to have an autistic member to like this book. Do you?
I don't look at any disabilities. No, this is for
Okay.
everybody.
Every family,
This is for every grandma, every grandpa, every adult,
every
every,
mother and father.
every mother and father homeschooling. I don't look at people with disabilities. I look at people
Okay.
and say, let's provide some nice resources. This is a healthy holiday recipes.
That looks very
Everybody
fun.
brings something that starts with the letter H.
Okay.
Plan an itinerary. I mean, every
Well,
chapter is
all right.
looking for fun, looking for, strategies, having a good time, lighthearted logic games. Here's the one
Oh,
about mixing things to make ice cream. I mean, there's so many
okay.
things that, and the goal is
How many exercises do you think are in the book? 90, you
over
said?
90, over 90.
Tell us about one that's like either one of your favorites or just tell us about one in just a little more. We only have 1 minute, 60
Okay,
seconds.
I'll give you one. Plan a trip to Las Vegas for people from 12 to 70. What do we do? People like to hike, people like to gamble, people like art museums. We planned a trip to Vegas, okay?
Okay.
We went hiking in Red Rock Canyon, most beautiful place ever. We found the Mob Museum in downtown Vegas, and it had a wonderful all about the history of the mob. And this one gentleman talked about a
Uh,
book he wrote, and
yeah.
actually had his father, he was in jail, his father was in prison. Oh, brought down the whole mob there. It was a fascinating story. And
Would you,
then,
let me interrupt you a little bit. Why don't we just keep going instead of doing my 8 minute breaks? Why don't we just keep talking?
okay,
I'll erase this thing. We'll have at least, because we're going to do this every week, right?
sure, sure.
All right. All right. I'm going to make sure I put weekly on your stuff. So Lucky Luciano and the other mob bosses.
Exactly, exactly. And then I have been connected with a high school friend for the last 15 some odd years. We were both divorced from Niagara Falls, found ourselves in Los Angeles. And when we
Right.
went to Vegas, we said, you know what? We want Elvis to give us a ceremony. We were already married, but I'm telling you, we had about 30 people there, friends and family came. He shimmied and he danced and he sang and he was just crooning, and we had the best old time.
Who was Elvis himself or a
Well, he
personator?
told me he was Elvis. He looked like Elvis. I can show you the
Ha
picture.
ha ha.
You don't believe it was Elvis? This was like
Ah,
last 2 years
hey,
ago. Of course it
I
was
didn't
Elvis.
say I didn't believe it. Hey,
But you,
whatever.
but you see, anything can happen. You just have to be open,
Yeah.
open to looking at what's around
Yeah.
and looking at possibilities.
And kind of willing to choose fun, I think.
I think, yeah, that's a very good point. That's interesting. Choose fun. I would much rather choose fun than choose, oh my gosh, what are we going to do now?
Yeah.
Or, you
Well,
know.
I like writing poetry and flash fiction. And one of the modalities that I like is one that almost nobody on earth has heard of. Only people in like Sweden and Germany have heard of it. It came out of the Dada movement from the early 1900s. It's called absurdism. And I like that style. I often write in that style. I often write something in the piece about absurdism because a lot of editors Like I say, I've never heard of it. And I just have so much fun writing. I've written four or five, six book length manuscripts over the last 20, 30 years because I just love doing it. So,
And
yeah, so
poetry is a
fun.
wonderful way to express yourself,
Well,
but
I
not
feel like it
every,
has some freedom. Yeah, it has some
yeah,
freedom in
but
it.
not everybody can put those words together, put that language together, whether English is a second language or they're not as
No,
fluent
it's
in English.
true.
But my sister was walking one day, and she was in uh, Alabama, and I was in LA. She goes, "There's two birds over there, and I don't know what they are." I said, "Well, take a picture of them." So she took a picture of both birds, and Chat told us what they were. And then I said,
Right.
"Chat, write a poem about these birds." And it was
Yeah.
just way cool to have that memory and have
Oh,
that
very
connection.
nice.
And Chat, we've had Chat
Yeah.
write birthday cards. You know, people say, "Oh, it's not my thoughts," but it really is your
Yeah.
thoughts. It is your ideas. It's just sometimes it can say it a little more proficient, a little
Yeah.
articulate a little better. So,
Now, if you were going to have somebody learn about chat who had never used chat, what would you tell them would be the number one or the preamble to number one thing to do first to
you-
try to warm up to this
I
idea?
That's a very good question. And so there's a next door, which is a community, local community, and I have posted learn about Chat GPT on your computer, learn about Chat GPT on your phone. And so my lessons start from square one, install it. And after you install it, you know what you say? What can I do with you? I'm 70 years
Okay.
old. I'm
All
this or
right.
that. Tell me what, or tell me what I can make for dinner. Or tell me, how to
Okay.
plan a meal for the week. I mean,
All
anything
right.
you want. You don't have to have something in mind
Now
beforehand.
it does cost money per month, right?
No, no. As a matter of fact, even though I don't know, millions of people use chat and less than 5% pay for it. It is free. And not only that, but it's free.
What are the limits when it's free?
You can't do as many graphics as you want, which is why I purchased it because I wrote the book. But less than 5% actually buy it. But
All right.
I can go out and have a chat with chat. We just talk things out, plan lectures, plan letters, I troubleshoot, and then I go home and it's on my computer and then I can follow up on it. So yeah, for
And
base,
it does talk back to you, right?
oh, and she's very smart.
All right. Well, I'm not promising because I no chat of the big four or five like Claude, Copilot, Gemini, Chat, and Perplexity. Chat is the one I have used the least. Chat's the one that I'm the most intimidated by. I've never really had much luck. I used to, when they first came out, I figured out how to get them to talk to me, and I would have like Copilot or Perplexity. I would interview them about like the history of Iran, for example, from the beginning up to like 1500 BC or something. But lately, when I've tried to get Copilot or somebody to talk to me, I can't get them to do it. So either some of them have, either I don't know what I'm doing anymore, which is highly likely, or they've moved that feature to the paid version because they now all have subscriptions, everybody
Yeah,
except Gemini. I use Gemini all day long. But
well, I,
why do you
I
like chat? Why do you like chat over the other four, big five?
Okay. Well, I was in the car one day a couple years ago and I heard about chat on the radio. They talked about
Okay,
this artificial intelligence. And I've been
right,
dealing with technology for the last umpteen years. So I
right.
installed it on my phone and I went over to my daughter's and I said, "How you doing, daughter?" And she said, "I'm doing okay, but I have to write my bio and put it on the website and it's just driving me crazy. I don't know where to
Ha
begin."
ha.
I said, "I know exactly what we can do. Give me your
Yes,
resume."
yes.
30
Good.
seconds later, we had a beautiful bio. It sounded great,
Okay.
and she was done. And now she does chat. on the
Did
side.
you did you do anything to your chat or did you give her any special instructions that she put in her memory that makes her work better than other people's chat G?
Well, the secret is, and it's not a secret, I put my website, I just took the URL, I dumped it in there. I took my book, the PDF, I dumped it in there. Any papers I've dumped in, I put my resume in there. You can give it all the information you want.
And
And
it remembers that
it
stuff.
better than I do, Mark. Better than I do.
I'm asking
Yeah.
because all right, well,
Yeah.
I'm not promising again, but I may try it. So,
But
well, I
whenever I
found,
ask it something, it says, "Oh, you're talking about trying to work with David again, aren't you? Or
oh,
you're trying to help this person, or you're trying to
all
do that."
right. So I'm going to say a couple of things. Number one, I'm getting tired and I have a 2 o'clock, so I gotta go take a nap. Number two, even though your show is free, I want the audience to know that we're now not doing free shows. The way we're promoting our show now is we do one free for each person, and then you get a special deal. So you're one of the last free people. All right.
Well, it's certainly delightful, and I love talking to you, and I think you
Well,
bring a lot to
you're
it.
great. I don't care what your neighbors have been telling me. I don't believe them anyway, you know. That tall lady with the dark hair,
Dark
especially.
hair. Oh, you're missing that one, pal. It has
No,
something dark.
no, your neighbor, the tall
Oh, my
lady with the
neighbor.
dark
Yeah.
hair, the one that drives a Subaru. Yeah, I don't trust her. All right, so this has been the lovely Suzanne Feit. Her email is chatandsuzanne@gmail.com. She's an expert on chat G and I,
GPT.
well, okay.
Next time we'll talk about why it's called Chat GPT because it's
Well,
definitely
I've always called it chat G just because it's easier for me to say, but like when people ask me to say LGBTQF, I just say the LGs, and I'm in that group. I'm one of the LGs, not the BGs, the LGs. Anyway, what else did I want to tell you? Oh, we'll see you next week, obviously, but yeah. So just your lovely, I love your coffee cup collection in the background.
that's all the places I traveled around the world and did training. Japan,
Oh,
England, Finland. I did training, and what I found around the world is people are the same. So,
I think we should start a tradition on the next show that at the beginning of the show you get up and pick a cup at random and
okay.
tell us about it. That would be so
That
fun.
would be fun. Yeah, because each one is another story, another group of people, and a fascinating experience.
Oh, well, so you're the weekly 1 o'clock at 1 p.m. on Mondays person
Okay.
for
I'll
the
sign in
next.
there.
We don't usually do more than 300,000 shows with any one person, so you may have to pace yourself.
Okay, wait, I'll put it in my palm.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
All right.
You're lovely.
Thank you,
Take
Mark.
care. God
Take
bless you,
care.
dear. I'll see you next
Bye-bye.
week.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.